I'm your host, Sly Jones. I got Cuz OT, the fabulous Dr. Erica, and welcome to another episode of Now We Talking. So we're gonna continue on the relationship tip. Today we're gonna be debating on how much time should you give your significant other before you get proposed to or proposing to get married. So, start with you this time, Dr. Erica. How much time do you think is a good enough time to get proposed to?
Okay, so I think my answer is gonna be based off experience. I think that at the most, as a female or period, you should probably go no further than 2 to 3 years. The reason why I say this, because if you give someone, let's just say 10 years, you will find yourself going back to fix things that you should have fixed in the first place. And that honeymoon phase in the first 2 or 3 years, you really still like someone. So you really negotiate and work things out more. Whereas you set your ways after 10, 20 years and you guys are not married. Now you get married and you're working backwards. So basically, after 2 to 3 years max, that's just me, 2 to 3 max.
So let me ask you this then. Is that age dependent? Because if I'm 35 or if I'm 40, it's 2 to 3 years still my max.
I think that's still okay.
Okay.
If you're 40 and you date somebody for 2 years, to 3 years, you should be ready at that point. And I mean, you might know sooner, but I'm gonna say max if I'm 40 and I have to start completely over. I'm not gonna wait till I'm 50 because you're still not ready. No.
So are you talking about proposing or getting married?
So me, I'm not a extra girlfriend. So once you propose to me, we should be getting married within a year. I'm not gonna give you 2 or 3 years to get married after that either. You got when you propose in 9 months, we're gonna be married. Period. And that's about how long on average it takes to plan a wedding. And if you're not having one, then we can just get hitched. I don't think you should be an extra girlfriend with a ring. That doesn't do nothing but buy more time. So 2 to 3 years max. I would say 3 to 4 for the whole situation. We should be married. Because, I mean, how many years does it take you to really know someone and decide that's what you really want to do? Because if you don't, you're really playing games. You're really trying to stretch. You want your cake and eat it too. And as women, including myself, you can fail by continuously giving that time. If they're not ready, they're just not ready. Then you move on to the next person who might be. And maybe other people need different times. I know a lot of people always like, I've worked so hard on him or worked so hard on them and they're so much better now. Well, the person you might find might have been worked on too. So you just got to take a risk. 2 to 3 years, period.
Zoti, what's your time frame?
You know what?
You going?
That's actually the perfect time frame, 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
And to receive a proposal or give one out. Only because a person will string you along as much as possible. So, 2 or 3 years is great. And like she said, a year for marriage. After that, one thing, I can't speak from a woman's standpoint, but a man's standpoint, a man know exactly what he wants and who he wants to marry. And if you got to convince a man to marry you, he's not the one. Simple as that.
So even in a regular vetting out process where the man he think he wants to marry her, he thinks she the right person, but he don't really know. So y'all got he got 2 to 3 years from what y'all saying to find out.
Yeah, with 2 or 3 years, that's enough time to date. Now, I'm not saying 2 or 3 years, you seeing this person once a week, you talking to them every 2 weeks. No, dating a person, non-living with a person, being exclusive, and really seeing what that person is about, meeting the family, having a good rapport with the family, and the whole ball game. Not how would you say, secondary dating. You need to really date that person for 2 to 3. I mean, at least a good 6 months to know if you want to be with that person.
So he's not talking about no booty call relationship.
Right.
He's talking about an exclusive.
In 6 months, 2 or 3 years, you need to. I really say 2 years, because as a woman, you don't want that guy to waste your time.
Right.
Give a person, I say, a year and a half. Give a person. I'm gonna cut it down. As a woman, you got to know your worth. Give that person a man a year and a half to see what he gonna do. And if he not budging, hey, I say walk, because a year and a half can turn into 3. 3 can turn into 5. And then guess what?
10.
From 25 to 30, your value not the same. I'm just being real. That's just me.
Well, I always got to play devil's advocate in these
Go ahead.
conversations. So
Go ahead.
for me personally, I like 3 to 5, but it also ties into what you said earlier about, you said in 2 to 3 years, y'all still in the honeymoon phase.
Mm-hmm.
So in the honeymoon phase, you liable to oversee things. So you got to get past the honeymoon phase to really understand and see and know somebody.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think you overlooking things, or you don't want to accept things for what they are? Because I think
we all do that.
Naturally.
We all gonna accept something we don't like because of the things that we do like, which is why I think it's important to get past the honeymoon phase to get to the point of building a relationship. I don't think you can build a relationship in the honeymoon phase.
But do you think you accepting things you don't like only because you think you can change that person?
No, I think you accepting things in the first 2 to 3 years because you're still in the honeymoon phase. I think you just like any relationship, when you first get in a relationship, y'all doing things now that y'all not gonna be doing 5 to 10 years from now.
And I agree with that. But the thing about it is, at the end of the day, it's going to definitely get to that point. But you got to work it through. For the most part, you know a person after 2 years. For the most part, you know a person after 2 years, and if you don't know a person, that's because you're being naive.
But it's not no perfect person too. So you gotta in your mind, you need to give yourself some time to be able to think about what you can tolerate and what you can't. Even because there's no perfect person. Everybody comes with flaws. Everybody's flawed. So you're not overlooking. You're trying to decide. I think like I don't know. I'm gonna do. I might overlook that. It's gonna have. They're gonna do the same for
like
you.
a used car, right?
Right.
A used car.
What things are
You're gonna have things. You be like, man, this car. The outside look tight, the inside look tight, but it got 120,000 miles on it.
And are those miles? Do those miles negate how good the car perform? You know what I mean? Like, so you start looking at that.
As you start driving it, when you first leave the car lot, that's the honeymoon phase.
Right.
Then 6 months down the road, when the transmission went out, now you in a relationship.
But see, the thing about it is,
get rid of it or fix it.
When that transmission go out, how hard was you driving the car? How hard was you driving the car? You can't
but that's to my point, right? The honeymoon phase, you doing things that you're not gonna do.
Yeah, but see, that's a problem. Most people playing married while they date. You can't do that. So if you wanna be in this honeymoon phase, you can give a person a taste. You can't be washing a person's clothes and cooking for a person.
That's what we all do.
No, that's the problem.
That's
the problem.
That may be true.
But
that's the problem.
So they can show you what you're gonna get.
But see, that's the thing about it is
they like giving you a taste.
See, this is the problem. You can give a person a taste, but you give them the meal out. You can't be a girlfriend acting wife and expect to be proposed to. Because guess what? Now
you got to show them what they're going to get.
Yeah.
And that's what women think. We think like, okay, well, let me show my can cook in the kitchen.
Right. For Valentine's Day, not packing his lunch. Anyway. Okay, but not packing lunch. Not sending the kids off to school.
What's wrong with packing lunch?
See, there we go. See, that's the problem. Because guess what? It's that saying, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free?
Well, if you love me and you love the things that we are doing, then you should be,
You on the right path.
If you love someone and you are fixing their lunch, you're doing everything, you might be overdoing it, but at the same time, this is what we're going to give you. You should want to marry me because of that. If you're doing nothing, what would make them want to marry you? Because I ain't cooking for you.
No,
I'm going to wait till Valentine's Day.
No. It's supposed to be more organic. I'm not saying you have a time lapse and put it on your calendar.
Some people are caregivers.
Yeah, and you can be a caregiver, but
I think he's talking about the people that's not, but they pretending to be.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's your honeymoon phase that they can wear off of.
Mm-hmm. Right. Because you're going to show your true colors.
Yeah,
you're going to show your true colors. But at the same time...
But some people can hold off for 5 to 7 years for them true colors to come out. They can wait till year 11.
Well, but they deserve it. They deserve it.
But and you can't fault yourself for that.
Yeah, you can't fault yourself for that.
If you worked on the relationship part for 2 to 5 years, 3
Right.
to 5 years, and then that person showed you their true colors. You can't be.
I can deal with that. I can deal with the car going out on me in 5 years. If I done rode for 5 years, I'm like, okay, it was a
I
good
can
run.
deal with the car going out in 10 years because at the same time, everybody got a season.
Yeah, that's
If
true.
you don't work, you just got to know your work and move on, like you said.
Right. So, is it a time? Yes, it is a time. But I say, don't do things that a married person would do,
Right.
and you're only a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and date that person. That's all you can say.
Even with the proposal?
Yeah. I say with the proposal as well. You wait, because at the end of the day,
You're still not married.
You're still not married. You're still not married. I don't care how much he call you wifey. You not his wife until he say, I do.
Well, I'm glad
Or
you said
do.
that. I have a problem with somebody calling you wife and you're not their wife. So
That's
that's part of the bull
that's-
right
that-
there.
and that's
You're
part-
calling
and-
me wifey and you already
and
know you
that's-
ain't even proposed. That's crap right there.
And most people will take that because guess what? Damn, I'm getting somewhere. Just be patient, girl. Be patient. He gonna marry you, and 5 years go past, and now you still his girlfriend. What we gonna do? I'm just not where I want to be. Well, you played that game now. You played that game. You done had his kids. You done.
And that's the game too.
You know, that's
I'm
the
not
game.
where I want to be.
That's the game.
I'm looking for the right time,
You see what I'm
which
saying?
never shows up.
Right. That's so. The whole thing is don't play the wifey or the husband role until that time comes. Yes, you can show that person like, damn, he can be an all-star or she can be an all-star, but you gotta put that time in. You gotta date that person. No, you can't spend the night, and that's what comes with being married, being disciplined. The problem is we move these people in 6 months in okay. Let's ask this question. When a person is want to propose, most of the time they already live in girlfriend. That's a problem. That's a problem.
Well, we gonna.
I know.
I'm
just.
No. You know what? We can extend into that. Actually, so should you live together before marriage? You obviously think that that's a problem. But why do you think it's a problem?
Because
I think it's a problem too.
It's because at the end of the day,
Somewhat.
if you look at all of the relationships that you've been in, and you've had live-in partners, why has none of them worked? Because you haven't worked on yourself, and that's what it really comes down to. Work on yourself first, and don't expect less from nothing else, and everything else will come into play. Okay, baby, I'll cook for you, but guess what? You can't spend the night. You gotta set those boundaries so a person knows, like, damn, this is a good girl, or this is a good guy, because we want somebody good, that's disciplined, that's gonna take care of our best interests, and not somebody that's gonna give us their all when we first meet them.
But ain't you gonna run into somebody? You gonna run into a superior actor at that point?
Yeah, but guess what? Keep it up for 2 or 3 years. Keep it
They
up.
can.
Some people can,
and that's cool. But like we said earlier, I take those chances. I take those chances on you being an actor for 2, 3, 4 years, than me giving you all in my first week, and you leaving me high and dry.
I'm indifferent about the living arrangement. I actually think that it's good that you don't live together in the first 2 years, but I also think that you should live together after engaged. And let me
I
tell
agree
you
with
why.
you. I agree with you on
You
that.
could marry a slob, a filthy, nasty person, and you not even be able to live with them because you're too busy telling them to go home. You're really not looking at their living arrangements. You can bump heads. Once you're engaged, I think you should live together. Just to make sure.
I agree.
Our honeymoon phase was cute.
Right.
Now we dealing with real life. Can we make it?
Right.
And if we planning our wedding and we start seeing crazy stuff going on, or you don't know how to come home, we'll be spending the night out. Anything crazy.
Then you can cut it off. I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
It's devil's advocate time.
Dun, dun, dun.
You said earlier, after you proposed to me, we get married in 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
So in 9 months of living with somebody, you gonna be able to tell all of that while planning a marriage?
It don't take that long for somebody to live with you and show you their true colors.
While planning a wedding.
Plan a wedding and live together.
Yeah.
And cancel the
That's
wedding
tough.
if the living arrangement don't
And
work.
in real talk, even if it's not 9 months, it could be a year and a
year.
half,
A
year. Okay, a year for her, a year and a half for
But
me.
you're planning a wedding.
But I'm just saying,
Doesn't matter.
you can take some time to live with a person, but the thing about it is the most important thing is to get to know that person.
The wedding
You
is for
gonna go to
everybody else, so that doesn't matter.
You're gonna go to that person's house
and,
eventually.
and the wife.
Yeah, but you're gonna go to that person's house.
Wedding
Before
halls
those
do
2 or 3
give
years.
refunds.
No, I agree with you, but that's why I say the acting comes in there.
Yeah, but
I know you coming over.
But how
Let me
many people?
straighten up.
But the thing about it is, by that time you should damn near have a key by a year and a half. Am I right or wrong? I'm not saying that you
No.
have the rights to.
I think you're wrong. You know, why should you have a key?
Why shouldn't a person have a
If
key?
you
I agree. If you just said at the end of the night you came over, now you got to go home.
Then what you need
What
a
you
key
got
for?
a key for?
Yeah, but the thing about it
You
is,
just gave him the boot.
it's a trust thing. The thing about it is, I'm not saying sign a lease together. I'm saying, hey, you can have a key to my place. Come on over, you know, because there's things I might want you to do. Hey, come grab this for me right quick because I'm over here, or whatever the case may be.
It's not a key for that, man. You can be like, hey, I got a key under the carpet.
Here's the code for the doorknob for today.
But the thing about it is, you want to open yourself up for trust. I'm not saying give that person the key after the first 2
in
months.
that case, they might as well stay.
Nah,
You done gave him the key.
Nah, you can't. I don't think.
I disagree with you guys on that. I think you got to test the car out. So I think y'all got to live together.
I
first.
say you should live together.
But
And I don't
when,
think
though?
9 months or even a year is a good enough time.
Okay,
for you to
but
know.
when though? When? After the or before the engagement? I say after the engagement.
Well, for me, remember I said I'm 3 to 5 years. So for me, it's before.
Hold on.
Because I'm 3 to 5 years for the engagement.
He said
3 to 5 years? 5 years, bro, for engagement?
We got to get past the honeymoon phase.
That's bro.
what
5
age
years.
is
You
that?
gotta understand. Whatever.
Oh, and that's the other thing too. It does. Mine is age dependent too. I ain't talking about no 40-year. I'm talking about if we both meet at 26.
26, you got
You know,
time.
we got time. Like
So what about 35?
3 years. You know,
But that's another.
that's pushing it.
But that's
Then you
that's
at 2
another.
to 3?
I might be more willing to do 2 to 3 at
And at
35 than in my
45?
20. At 45, I don't even care no more.
You better damn. You damn near dead.
You better not be
I don't even care. You know, like, if I'm gonna get married at 45, what do it matter?
Right.
At that point, I can mess up. At this point, it
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
really matter.
Right.
It's sad.
Well, I think.
I'm on a tail end of life now.
But see, that's the thing, though.
Sad.
That's another topic of discussion, man. On now we talking. I don't want to, get ahead of myself, but I think at a certain age, a man is not ready to be married, and a woman not. That's just my opinion, but I'm not going to talk about that.
Women are almost always ready to be married.
Yeah, but foolishly ready to be married. I don't think a person is in their prime.
It depends. Some
I
mothers are raising.
I don't think me
People to
me
get
personally.
married.
I don't think
I-
a man is ready to be married till he's like 40.
Oh, shit. All right, okay.
I said, man, we be like.
I say about 28,
20. Anything for a man is not the truth.
Nah, 28 to about 31, 32.
I would say 35.
I can say we're ready because by that time, you know what you want to do. You have a hold on life, and you kind of get into where you need to be.
At 28, a man's mentality is not at 28.
Yeah, but
He about at
while you
21.
date, well, while you dating, he kind of at the end of that. I'm tired
I'm
of
going
this
to go with
bullshit.
38.
That's tough, man.
That's true.
That's rough.
No, I'm saying like if you
At
want
28.
if you want a man that's slow moving and gonna be at home.
You gotta let them have and
you
sow
know,
their royal oats
So-
because they're not gonna be
But
ready.
now we open up a whole nother topic of discussion now. What if nobody else had, what if both of the people don't have kids? So you at 38, I got 2 or 3 years to propose to you and it don't work out. Guess what? She 36, I'm saying if she 2 years younger. Now you talking about you waste 2 more years of her, or she wastes 2 years of
He
her
said
time.
5.
5 or
No, it changed at 35. He said.
Yeah, but still, even if he wastes 2 years of her time, she 37. What's the
she
time?
At 85%
You see what I'm
of having
saying?
children. Almost 50.
You see what I'm saying? So I think a man.
they don't match. So I agree with you there. I think as Dr. Erica said, when a woman's ready, it's different than when a man is ready.
Yeah.
So they don't match, which is why I believe men and women have so many problems.
Yep.
Their age of readiness don't match.
It doesn't.
So let's go back to this
A
question.
woman can be ready at 25, being all honest.
Man, I don't think she's.
A man is
I
not
don't-
ready.
I don't-
Especially
at 25.
nowadays.
I don't think a woman is really ready. Like she thinks she might be ready to commit and have that happy home, but
And
I don't
that's
think
married.
mature wise, like to
Women-
deal with our bullshit, she has to be about 28,
But do you
27.
see, you guys' BS is the reason why y'all not ready. But the woman can adapt and be ready immediately.
I agree.
Yeah, but I think
Women want to settle. Women want to be happy. They want that one person.
But-
the problem
but
is we're waiting on the men to catch up.
but that thought stage is something totally different.
But the
man.
thought stage don't happen to everybody. The thought stage skip me.
I don't. Well, probably skipped you, but
I
I know.
never
I'm.
had thought.
Why you shaking?
This thought thing is killing me. That thought
'Cause of
thing,
it, like-
it was never.
He's shaking like, oh damn, it's getting rough. It's getting out of here.
The thought stage is not for everybody.
Looking at
Nah,
my
it's not.
looking at my roadie, it's about that time.
Oh man. So it depends. It's a real. For me, should a person live together before they married? Engaged, yes. 2 to 3 years, you got time. Age dependent, you know. So it's a lot of factors. Those are the 3 factors for me. You know, that's just me.
I'm sticking strong to 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
And I think after a year or even a year or 2, y'all can move in together. Y'all can still work on y'all relationship for the next 2 to 3 years before y'all get engaged. Because I do agree with once you engage, y'all working on the wedding right away.
Right.
So
whether you get hitched or have a ceremony.
Yeah, within 9 months to a year, y'all should be done with that.
So one quick question. Another quick question. Should you live in together before you marry? When do you move? When do you make that transition if you're not gonna do it before the engagement? I mean, if you're not gonna do it after the engagement, what's a good time to move in with a person?
Hold on, repeat the question.
Okay, so you all for moving in with a person before you engage, right?
Okay.
When is that time period? What is that time frame when you first meet the person?
A year or 2 if y'all exclusive.
So we pretty much on the same page. It's about 2 years.
But y'all getting married like.
We said engaged.
Engaged.
Yeah, and
I don't feel like you should live with
9 months
somebody
later.
until you're engaged.
I say a year and a half.
By you guys' point, from the moment you meet that person to 2 years, 9 months, you could be married. To me, that's too soon.
It's not soon.
That's too soon for me.
I think
because
3
you
and a
guys
half
are going
years.
to spend a night, so you're going to have some type
Most of us are married in our 30s. So we basically talking about somebody in their 20s, a 25 to 28-year-old. You telling me a 25-year-old, by the time he meet a girl 27 in 9 months, he marrying her?
No. See, that's the thing.
I
said a man ain't ready until he about 28. So I would say don't even test that water if you a man before the age of 28. That's just me.
So
that's just me.
And I'm saying 38 for men.
Whew.
Shit. All right, this is
we're gonna wrap up. Again, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Leave your comments. I want to thank my co-host Dr. Erica and Cuz OT. I'm Sly Jones signing out. Peace.